start off, would you mind telling us a bit about yourself, like where you work?
Yeah, for sure. Well, my name is Jeremy Wintle. I'm a self-proclaimed eco-warrior. I think the world is at this tipping point where there's been too many carbon emissions, too many littering, too much littering. Animals are endangered. Nobody cares about the earth anymore, and I believe I'm here to change that. I believe that's my message from God. Personally, I work at BP because, well, I've been struggling to find a job recently because I've been dedicating so much of my time to helping the world. So yeah, that's a little intake about me and my life. So yeah.
So why do you call yourself an eco-warrior?
Well, personally, I believe I'm an eco-warrior because the battle going on with the earth right now and its climate and everything. I believe I'm the warrior here, trying to save the world. So yeah.
What inspired you to start acting this way?
Well, actually, one day I was around my mate's house and we were in the paddling pool, and there was an empty packet of crisps in the paddling pool, and it just enraged me, and I just couldn't handle the thought of rubbish. It just sparked a memory in me of times in the ocean where I would see plastic bags washed up on shore, and it just infuriated me. So yeah, I had to make a difference, had to make a change in the world. So yeah.
So what do you think is the biggest contribution to global warming?
I think there's 4 big issues that need to be addressed immediately, and that's what I'm here to do. The first issue is carbon dioxide emissions from cars, buses, trains, aeroplanes, all of that stuff. And then there's emission of carbon dioxide from the water evaporating. It's very dangerous. We need to get on top of that now. And then also waste plastics and single-use plastics. Both of them are very, very, very dangerous for the environment, very dangerous for animals, and I believe I'm here to stop that. So yeah, I think many things like I'll pick out a few very select things that have, from my research, the biggest carbon emissions. 1, kettles or boiling water, because water is obviously made out of carbon. So when evaporating the water, it turns into carbon dioxide and floats up into the atmosphere. So we need to cut down on that mainly. I know it's a difficult one, but it needs to be done. Also, crisps, very dangerous. Crisps alone take up 50% of all plastic waste, and there's a lot of crisp munchers out there, and it just needs to be cut down upon. So yeah, and there's one more factor: bicycles. Bicycles, the rubber in the tyres when going across the roads, actually little bits break off, and pigeons think they're little seeds, and they eat them, and those microplastics get into their systems, and they literally fall out the sky. I've witnessed many pigeons actually eating, like as I'm biking down the road, they'll pick up those seeds, plastic seeds, and they'll fall out the sky instantly, basically, because they'll choke on them. But yeah, those are the 4 contributing factors and 3 little things that we can do to progress to helping the environment.
You personally, what do you do on a day-to-day basis to help support the climate?
Okay, I'll give you my day-to-day life, because I help the climate in every action I do. So first thing I do, I wake up, I turn the kettle on, and then I pour myself a lovely cup of tea, and then I turn on the radio. I like to listen to Piers Morgan, very, very intellectual man. And then after that, I get in my car, and I drive up to the BP garage, actually. And my job there, I'm a cashier, so I handle cash, but also I'm a part-time oil transporter, so I'm a trucker as well, so I transport oil from point A to point B. And then after work, I drive home, obviously, and then turn the kettle on again for another cuppa. I love my cup of tea, Earl Grey, personally. And then after that, it'll be about 6ish, so the sun's going down on average, and then I'll sit outside with a lovely cigarette and watch the sun go down as the animals hop by. That's my average day. And then on a day where I'm extra enthusiastic about saving the environment, I'll also stand in the middle of the road and stop cars from going by, because people who drive cars are just ignorant pieces of shit. And I personally believe that carbon emissions, is just such a big problem that just needs to be dealt with right now.
So, have you heard of the group they call Just Stop Oil?
Yes, I have. Personally, I think they I understand their cause, but I think they go about it very, very wrongly. I think some of them are a bit childish. I think some of them are also pretty good at what they do. But I personally think myself alone could do, or has done, more than anything they will ever do. Personally, I think Just Stop Oil has a good cause, obviously, but I also think cars are very useful, but also very ignorant to use.
So the final question I have for you: what do you think others can do to make a difference in the climate?
I mean, others what they can do. I mean, I listed off the three main ones, so I'll list off just a few more minor ones that could help a lot. Buying from mass clothing industries, that's a good one. That's something you want to do. I mean, not because their clothing comes from renewable sources that are all very biodegradable and helpful for the environment. I mean, I've seen homeless dogs out there wearing clothes from people that just chuck it out on the street. So I would like to think that they're actually doing a good thing for the dogs, because it's keeping them warm at night. And that's one thing that is good. Sorry, I kind of avoided your question there. So I'll give you something that is bad. Let me think here. Probably I'd say oil trucks, driving them, very, very bad. I'd say because obviously you're transporting oil for large companies to use on masses basically. Also, another thing, turning on the radio, that has a lot of negative effects, as that uses electricity that comes from power plants that pump out mass amounts of carbon dioxide and other disgusting things. That's about it really. There's plenty of other things I could list off, but I don't think we have time here today, and my energy is running low.
That's all the questions I have for you.
Alright, well, thank you very much for having me around.